a palm reading with Robin, and we have Jan on the line. Hi, Jan.
Hi, Kate.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Good, really well, thank you.
Good.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jan.
Right. I'm actually, at the moment, not working. I've worked for 10.5 years, doing, like, secretarial and administration work. I'm actually looking to change my, my direction. I'm actually in a wheelchair, so it's a bit more difficult to find work.
Okay, right. Sorry. So we're in with Jan. You've actually sent your palm in, haven't you, Jan? A print of your palm. So your question for Robin really is, which way are you going, or
which direction? I'm actually wanting really to go into media, really, if possible.
Okay.
Well, Jan, I tell you, first of all, you've got this kind of hand which are very strong on opinion. You've got short fingers, large hand, very clear lines, self-opinionated, to a point, very critical. The thing is, the line from the lifeline to the headline, which is the one coming off just above the thumb there, is a big gap. Independent sometimes, almost to a fault, but you've overcome so many hardships in your life, haven't you?
Yeah,
you can see that on Jan's palm.
Yeah, the beginning of the lifeline has got a bubble around it and there's lots of lines coming off. It's quite messy there, indicating that the early part of your life, particularly in your early years, up until your mid-20s, were very difficult.
Is this true?
Yeah, very much so, yeah.
How would you describe your character, Jan?
I'm very independent. I like to think I'm independent, and I like to do things myself. And I don't like people helping, and I don't know. I'm very outspoken, I think, as well.
Right.
Like
So go on then, Robin. So for a career, she sounds
no.
as if she'd be good in the media.
So looking at the middle part of your hand where your age group is, and these lines here show a cross in the middle. This always indicates you've reached a midlife crisis, a point of no return. The other lines go towards the creative, but you've got some wacky ideas, lovely ideas, you're inspirational, and I believe you ought to be writing to somebody like the programme The Office, and be willing to stand in for somebody in that programme, or writing to Equity and saying, these are the attributes I've got, give us a job.
What do you think?
Well, actually, I was actually put forward for The Office as well, but I didn't.
So,
write again.
Yeah, try again is the advice.
Try again. This time also write to Equity and plead your case.
Oh, I can't believe
What do you make of that reading that you've just picked, that Robin's just picked up on that?
It's just so weird. So, I don't know. Because, like I say, I did get put forward for The Office and didn't get it. But it's just so weird that
will you keep trying, and will you let us know, Jan, how you get on? Try and try again.
I certainly will, yes.
All right, look after yourself. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Robin. Thank you very much. Woo! He's good today, isn't he? Cooking on gas.
Today.
All right, well, let's see how Teresa did when she met up with Shobana Gulati, for a reading.
Hi, Shobana. Thank you for coming along for this reading. I know that you've had readings before, room readings, but everybody works very differently. So before we start, I'd like to know if you have any specific areas you'd like me to be having a look at for you.
Well, there's a few, and the first one, I think, is home. That one.
You haven't recently moved home, have you?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Because I've got a lot of movement around you. And it's not just about bricks and mortar, it's about beginning a new cycle. So it tells me something as a reader, that it's not just about the movement within the home, but it's movement within life itself.
Yes, I could say
and
that.
And it's very grown-up time. It's putting down roots, it's acquiring property.
Well, I've never had a house before that I've paid a mortgage on.
Right,
I've always rented, so...
And this is for you. It's also fertility
in
this. So we've got children on the horizon for you.
Right. I've already got one.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are 2 more maybe indicated here.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, having more children, what can I say? I've already had one, so I've been there and done that, so I've never really thought about having any more, so yeah, very excited, really, generally. I don't know who with, though.
Basically telling me is that perhaps you're one of these people that's multi-talented, or that there's more than one thing you can do. And perhaps at some point you've been pulled by that. I'm very glad that you're involved in more than one thing, because we have a rune here that tells me that if you're bored, you could become very dangerous to be around.
You'd be right there. Yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't want to be around you when you're bored.
Gosh.
Martha. I don't know what it is that you're up to. If it's more than one thing, keep on, because you've got the energy around you to do it. I feel that you are dealing with it, but there's something here that makes me feel in the future you're going to do some writing, or that you're going to produce something or write something, or perhaps be another side of the camera, or...
Well, I've just written a theatre show.
OK.
And it took a lot of time and energy. And patience, yeah. Just finished writing a comedy sketch show for 9 young women from the Northwest, and I've just had my first review of it from, you know, the local press, and it's been quite positive feedback, generally speaking. I haven't really thought of doing that as a career option. It just so happened that it came about.
So we're looking at relationships for you. One in specific, or relationships in general?
Probably with the opposite sex.
OK. I do believe that if we're talking about a new relationship here, they're very linked in with your career, but it's not in which career. So we don't know if he's an actor, if he's in theatre, he could write, he could produce. It's very, very known for
Dr.
saying...
Lawyer, dentist
No,
there.
not for you, dear.
Sorry,
no.
Mum.
Sorry, Mum.
Oh, that was a nice reading for us, wasn't it? Yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Right, earlier on, we're talking about another gorgeous person now, I believe, and not just our Maria, because she's here to tell us more about our mystery guest. Now, you said this person had a dominant mother, was destined for stardom, particularly using their voice, but you couldn't decide whether it was a feminine man or a strong female.
Yeah, I've got to say it is a very feminine chart.
Right, OK, well, let's find out as we welcome Toyah Willcox. Nice to see you. Well, we can obviously see now that you are a very feminine woman.
I was giggling back there, I can't tell you. I kept thinking, you've got to know who I was.
That's the worst part, because I'm just given the details, and that's not even if you're male or female.
Right.
And a blank chart, and I just go, oh, wow, where do we begin?
Well, I was relieved to hear that I'm born to perform. I wish my critics knew that. But everything you said was right, especially the throat, because all my tension, all my anxiety, everything centres in the throat.
Yeah.
So if I'm worried or if I have no confidence, that's where it shows.
The throat will clamp up.
And you said that with Kate Garraway, didn't you? Because,
That's right.
you know, being a Taurian, see, I'm
Yes.
learning here as well.
Yeah.
Being a Taurian, you've got the throat
But
problems.
Toyah, in
Can I-
actual fact, is really very strong Taurus as well.
Well, double Taurus, you
Yes,
said.
Sun and
yes.
Moon in Taurus.
Yeah.
What about this business of being possibly a feminine man or a strong female?
That is so interesting. I have to tell you, my husband and I, all sound like the Queen now, I've always felt I'm a male soul in a female body, and he's always felt he's a female soul in a male body. And even though I'm not hugely into past lives, I feel I'm here as a punishment because I was a philandering male in a past life.
Quite possibly.
What about the domineering mother, the influence of your mum?
Domineering, not so much. I was born with a disability that meant my mother had to teach me how to walk, so I had physio, and my mother was taught how to give me physio to strengthen my back and to help me use my legs properly. So she was a huge authority figure in my life. So that whole kind of thing of being gentle with mum wasn't possible. It was
very
more of a
strong
teacher.
Influence. Yes.
Yeah, very strong influence. So that was very
And what about those dates then? I think you had 77...
1977 to 79.
Yes. Well, the punk movement. Moved to London, formed my first
Awakening.
band.
I've actually got Awakening Upheavals.
Yeah, it was the beginning of my career. It was a very exciting time, probably the most exciting time of my life, because I threw everything away and started again.
But do you know where I picked that up from? Was actually Uranus, your planet of rebellion, revolution, which sat very much quietly in the 12th house of secrets, suddenly came out and you erupted.
Really?
You threw everything aside almost.
Is
and
it going to
off you
come out
went.
again?
Well, you did talk about the future, didn't you? You had some future dates.
I did.
Oh, can I ask you, and is it really rude? Did you hear what we said about the self-improvement?
That was so... Is this to do with Taurian vanity or something that you said
Well,
that?
no, in actual fact, I looked at something going on in your chart. It has been a challenging year. August in particular was a difficult month.
It was difficult because I'm touring for 10 months, Calamity Jane, and August was the rehearsal month.
Oh.
So you never know if you can do it. And it's all singing.
Oh, yes.
It's very
Questioning.
physical. So it was all about doubt.
So
And
August was good. OK, what about this
November,
Botox business,
very,
Maria?
very good time. Now, you might be considering doing something, a few little Botox things. If you decide, it doesn't matter if you don't, but it is a time whereby you're looking to do a bit of self-improvement as well at the moment.
Well, I'm always thinking about that. You were dead on, but it's the vanity angle that kind of took me, because I have no qualms about that at all. I would do
Oh,
everything.
how refreshing to hear, actually, someone
Yeah.
being honest about it.
I'm also going to say very quickly, 2003, extremely good year for you. And in particular, March, I want to know what's going on because I'm going to expect you hearing some good news by then. To do with your career and contracts.
March.
March, okay,
very
good.
good time.
So you'll have to let us know.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, what else? Oh, relationships as well. Idealist?
You're so right about the romantic side because as far back as I can remember, I've had a broken heart. I've always had this.
Wounds to heal.
Wounds to heal.
Wounds to
Love
heal.
is about perfection. Of course it isn't. So, yes, I feel very vulnerable if I'm close to someone, incredibly vulnerable.
But you know, that is almost like saying now, I've got to say with your relationship, it's a healing time for you now, a very strong relationship now.
Good. Very positive. Thank you so much,
you.
Maria. Thank you for joining us, Toyah. Lovely to see you. That's all we have time for again today. Thanks to Maria and Toyah. Tomorrow, be prepared because we've got the whole psychic family here. Join us then at 2. See you then. Bye-bye.